Ugly Stik E lite. This is gonna be my review on it. We're all done. Thank you. Bye. Okay. So, over this it has a cork handle. It says Ugly Stik on it. Shakespeare's the main company. It has they call them ugly tough eyes. They don't exactly say what this is, but these things right here, they can break out on fishing rods, especially if you take and put your hook right here like I see a lot of people do. In fact, I'll just show you real quick. Right here we've got the bait keep, which on this rod it's in a pretty good place. I've had a few where it's been places where it's not good, like my Ugly Stik Tiger Lite. But see a lot of people, they'll hook the hook right in there. You don't want to do that because you'll risk breaking your hook out. I mean, not your hook, your eye out. A lot of them are ceramic, but I think it's a titanium based one. And then again, I'm not 100% sure. It's got says it's a graphite blank. It's probably graphite and fiberglass, being an Ugly Stik. The tip part here, that's clear part's definitely fiberglass, just like on any Ugly Stik, the tip's fiberglass. It's a 6-foot medium heavy action, or medium heavy power. And probably action's about the same, I'm not sure. Oh no, I'm doing a review on this rod for YouTube.
Lightweight?
What?
Medium action?
Medium heavy. Oh yeah, it's a medium heavy rod. I like the way they did these threading here. That's just basically for looks. I am a little bit disappointed. When I first got it in, there's some nicks and scratches. Yeah, this thing with focus. Oh, come on, focus. Focus. There we go. This little nick right here. It's just cosmetic. It's just the paint and stuff got wore off, and it was that way when it got shipped to me. I bought it through Cabela's, and unfortunately with this rod they don't make the 6-foot medium heavy action anymore. When I got it in, it was, I believe, the last one in stock. The cool thing is it's got the blank that's exposed for your reel to hit it, which improves the sensitivity. It's a decently sensitive rod. It's nothing compared to one of my St. Croix, but for a $50 rod, yeah, it's plenty sensitive enough. Put that back. It's a real good rod. I like it a lot. Oops. It handles fish pretty good, and when you got a fish on it, because of the length of 6 foot, it feels like you've got to big fish on, even if it's a 5-pound channel or a 3 or 4 pound bass. No, 3 or 4 pound channel too. Definitely feels like you've got to fight. What I do like is it does have this top cork here. A lot of bass rods don't. It gives you something to grip on in case you've got a big fish. Grip it here and grip it here somewheres, and when they're taking drag out with a spinning reel, if the fish starts taking drag, you want to let it take the drag. Don't reel in, because what you do is cause line twist, even with braid. Although with braid it doesn't affect it as much. Let's see, this reel. I've had this reel probably a little over a year. It's a Pflueger Supreme. It's a $100 reel. It's really smooth. I like it a lot. 10 bowl bearing. I'll show you this. I think, yeah, you can see it good enough. I don't have to read it to you. There's a gear ratio. Bowl bearing tells you how much line can be put on what test. The reel's it's a pretty lightweight reel. And on the rod, 18 through 17 pound test line is what it takes, and a 1/4 to 3/4 ounce lure. It can handle more than that. I'll put an ounce on it when I'm catfishing, and it does just fine. Handles it real nice. It's mainly become my all-purpose rod. I bought it attending for topwater bass fishing, but I've used it lure fishing with soft plastic crankbaits or swim baits. I can feel the fish just fine when it hits it. Even some of the smaller ones, I still feel pretty good with this rod. So for the price, it's definitely sensitive enough for the price. I'm definitely impressed. The reel, like I said, it's a Pflueger. I really like this reel. It's super smooth. I haven't had any problems whatsoever with it, and that's the way it's been with 90% of my Pfluegers that I've owned. Well, I've only had problems with one Pflueger I bought, and that was the President XT. Of course, these reels or these handles on these reels, all spin casts are interchangeable. I've got it set up for a left-handed person. I grew up using, for a long time, I used a Zebco Rhino 33s, you know, the push button ones that aren't really the greatest quality. And when you could do fine actually just getting a Pflueger President, which is around the same cost as this rod, so you don't have to spend $100 plus on a reel, and you don't have to spend that much on a rod to have fun. The line, it's a Power Pro Silk 8, I believe that's what it's called. You can look up the type of Power Pros online, it'll tell you, but I'm pretty sure it's Silk 8 or and it's a pretty good line. It's fraying where I put that snap weight on the snapshot. I normally don't use them, and that's because they do tend to mess the line up a little, and I don't like them too much unless I'm crappie fishing. Then I'll use the smaller ones, but I was being lazy and I didn't want to get my other stuff out there, really lose my bullet sinkers, because I don't have too many bullet weights for Texas rigging and stuff. With this line, it's 20-pound test. Really good line. I like it a lot. I definitely recommend the line. I 100% recommend this reel. If you're in the market to buy a new reel and you got a little money to spend, $100 for a Pflueger 10-ball bearing, you can't really beat that. Especially with as smooth as this reel is. The drag is equally as smooth. It's a high quality reel, high quality price. For the price, it's a high quality rod price wise, if that makes sense to you. If not, then I'm sorry. I would definitely, if you can still find this rod, which I don't, they may have started making again. I haven't looked online for a minute because I got the rod I needed, so I don't need to look for it. I should say the rod I wanted. But I definitely recommend the rod. I recommend this whole setup. Lovely silver gold accent for the reel. Pretty styling looking reel. I like that there near the handle, base of the handle, with those little divots in there. That looks pretty neat. And that's probably just to decrease on the weight. It has some holes which completely through. I never noticed that before, and I've had the reel for a while. But that's to decrease the weight of the reel. They make this reel, it's a magnesium, I think is what they call it. Some of the stuff, I'd have to look online again at the Pflueger site. It tells you all the specs. It's got brass gears inside, has an anti-reverse. I've had no problems fighting the fish with the reel or the rod. The only things that I have wrong with this rod that I don't like is just kind of cosmetic. And it just, like for example right there, you kind of see where it's lighter. It's kind of, that was also like that when I got it brand new. So the quality of build on these companies, unless you get like a $100 St. Croix or something like that, the quality's like, the cosmetic quality isn't all that great, but it doesn't affect the performance of the rod. So I'd still rank it a 5-star rod. For a $50 rod, it's really good. And also, one other thing I'd like to add, I know a lot of people like to go out and just get whatever the cheapest Walmart has. I don't like Walmart. I avoid it like the bubonic plague. But anyways, whatever the cheapest they can find, Walmart, Dick's, Academy, so on and so forth, wherever you can buy fishing equipment. They'll buy like a reel for $15, $20, buy one the year after, it breaks. You buy one the year after, it breaks. Buy a $100 reel, it'll last. My $60 for, yeah, it was about $60 President, 50 to 60 nowadays for the President model, lasted about 10 years before I had any issues with it. So as far as spending a little bit of extra money on your reel, you're gonna get the longevity that comes with what you pay for. And fishing reels is one of the things. You get what you pay for. Rods, any rod will do. You can go and buy the cheapest combo, and most of the rods will hold up probably for a lifetime if you take care of them. Anything, even an expensive rod, if you abuse it, it's gonna break. A cheap rod, you abuse it, a lot of them are fiberglass, so they can take more abuse than a graphite rod. But and this here, I also, when I first got it, I took snow seal and rubbed some snow seal on it and let it sit on my heater, because I got it in the winter time, so I let it sit on my heater, let the snow seal absorb in, and put another layer or two and let it absorb in. And as you can see, it's not sticky at all, and it is somewhat waterproof still. I could probably put another coat on, but I'm not too worried about it. So there you have it. And oh yeah, this thing screws up and down to hold your reel on, and you can see that. I better mention that. Anyways, there you have it, a review on my Ugly Stik E lite and the Pflueger Supreme. Now I do have several other rods and reels. If you want to see a review on another rod, I've got 3 catfish rods I can go over. I've got my 2 other St. Croix. Wait, take that back. 4 or 3 or 4, yeah. I can't remember. But I've got my 2 Ugly Stik Tigers. One's the Ugly Stik Tiger Lite, one's the original Ugly Stik Tiger. I could go over one of those with the whole setup, a review on that whole setup if you like. My original Tiger I've had for the longest. So if you want to see an in-depth, more going over review on it other than my quick ones where I just showed off all my rods and reels, let me know. And until next time, peace and long life. Bye.